It is Sunday, July 14th, 2012. You're watching Stop Your Luck Video Live.
Hello, can I speak to
Look at the chin. Gotta try a higher camera angle. Howdy, howdy. Y2K checking in. Day 2, STP. In the books. Did it again. 3 years. It was good. Good challenge. Felt real good the first 175 miles. Felt better than I ever had, and but the last 25 miles was real tough this year. That's going to make part of my tilts. I think I know the reasoning there, but yeah, I'll do it again. If one of you guys will do it with me, I'll do it again. Otherwise, I might be retired. I don't know. We'll see. Top 3 moments. Honorable mention. Just took a ice bath with a beer. Love the ice bath. I got a couple friends who are doctors, and they say that it doesn't really help you at all. As a professional endurance athlete, I can tell you, here's what you do. You get off your, you get done with your event, your adventure, come home and roll with the foam roller. Get a foam roller, and that's painful. Just roll out your legs. It really, really hurts, real bad. Then you get a couple bags of ice, throw that in a tub of cool water, sitting there for 15, 20 minutes, drink a beer, some pain meds if you have them, and you're good to go. Really, really good to go. My legs feel real, actually pretty good for right now. I could probably go ride another Hyundai if I had to. Number 3 moment. When you're coming to the finish, which is when you get into Portland, you get into Portland and you're still like 8 miles away. You're just going through residential and city streets. It's real terrible. But once you get close, you get to this park, and you pull in, and there's people all along the sidewalks, and they're cheering for you. And then people all along these fences, they're waiting for their own people they know, but, they cheer for everybody. And so they just cheer for you, and that's really great to get down. You're feeling just awful. And, you kind of feel good doing that. So that was my number 3. Number 2, there's this huge bridge we have to go over when we get from Kelso. We're actually going from Washington into Oregon. And the first year we just had to go up there with the cars. Last year you pull off into this kind of a holding area, a queue, and then these motorcycle club they'll take a section of you up and over. And so this time we were at this stoplight, and then the queue was way over there, and we could, just as our light turned green, we could see that the next batch they had ready to go. Well, we kind of took off, went down, and just as that batch was kind of ending, we just whipped right behind them. So we made it in that batch, didn't have to wait in the queue at all, which was awesome. And then we'll go up this bridge, and it's pretty steep, but there's you take up the whole bridge, and I just put it down to my lowest gear and just chugged. But everybody else was going slow too, so you're kind of in a big group, and you're just up and over this bridge, and it's kind of, you're looking over the river and Columbia, and it was real neat, just kind of being with a big group of people, going somewhat slow. It wasn't like a big, it was neat. Kind of went over together. My number 1. You go down this long, after that bridge, you're along the freeway. It's just kind of straight. It's kind of gradually uphill, kind of terrible. But then you take another bridge and you turn left. You go down into Portland. So you go over this bridge. I don't know what it's called, but But once I got on the top of that bridge, you could see Mount Adams out there. Right next to it, Mount St. Helens. Right next to that, well, not right next, but then up the chain, you can see Mount Rainier. You can see all three mountains, and then you can see Mount Hood. Kind of, if you could turn around and kind of look to the right, you'd see Mount Hood too. But it was really awesome being able to see all those, all the Cascade Mountains, all the volcanoes there. So that was awesome. That's my number one for today. All right, let's get into these tilts. Got to have lots of tilt. Honorable mention, a couple honorable mention. What was these costumes? People are dressed up in costumes, wearing tutus, and I sent out a Vine today of this wife and this husband. They're dressed up. They got blue wigs on their helmet. They're dressed in, they got thing Dr. Seuss jerseys. Just dumb. Just really bugs me, but. Another honorable mention, we usually get a free water bottle. Noon is this like Gatorade type stuff that they sponsor the place, or they're one of the sponsors, and you get their drinks throughout the different stops. But usually you get a water bottle, and they're kind of nice to have a souvenir. I got plenty of water bottles at home, but it's nice to have one. And they were handing them out to people that lost their water bottle if you asked them, but during the ride. But I didn't have any place to carry it if I would have got one then. So I was kind of hoping. Usually they have a booth at the finish line, and they didn't have one this year. So no water bottle. All right, number 3. My wife dropped me constantly. Day 2 is notorious for getting dropped, and she just drops me constantly. 4 or 5 times she just take off up a hill. They're long hills, and she of course just powers through them. I just get in low gear and chug, but. So at one point she had dropped me. She was long gone. I don't know, for 2 or 3 miles, and I was all alone, just kind of out. It was kind of wooded. I was out. I was doing fine, by myself, enjoying myself. Pretty soon this pace line comes, and all these guys they had mini, the car jerseys on. And they come in, cut right in front of me. For like the first 3 guys, or maybe 6 or 7, 7 or 8 of them in this line, cut in front of me. And then slow down, just like on the freeway. Somebody passes you real fast, and you just slow down. And then there's 2 or 3 guys on my right, and they're just crowding me in. And then there was a small space, and they were basically going the same speed I was going. And the guy was kind of looking over, wanting to get in. And I said, "There's no space. It was like half a bike length. There's no space for you there." And I kind of gave him a little bit more lip, but then they kind of got straightened out, and I drafted with them for a while. So, but just kind of, I was kind of enjoying myself. They came in and just kind of got my area. Pissed me off. Number 2, and getting into Portland, the last 25 miles, I did not do enough training on my butt. Really, your muscles, you can grind through that, but my ass hurt. You rest right in your ass bones, and they're just really hurting. I mean, I had to stand up, just really kind of, and the problem when you stand up, then you got to sit back down. Really hurt. I was really tilting at myself. Just mad that I didn't train enough, that didn't get the miles in that I needed to. Really had to lube up good halfway through today. Went in there to re-lube it, and it just hurt. It even hurt to lube. That's how tender my ass was. That's my number 2. All right, number 1. Almost got in a fight with a guy. We're going along, and there's 2 lines. There's a line of people on the right-hand side, line of people on the left-hand side, kind of a slow and fast. I was in the fast. I was kind of bringing up the rear as per usual, like I like to do. And this guy, he's about a bike length in front of me. All of a sudden, he just swerves over real hard. And I said, "Hey, on your left," just to let him know I was there. I kind of, had a tone, of course, but I wanted to be quick. Hey, you're going to wreck me. Get past him. There's this huge dead deer. Basically, it was just in the ditch. And he's like, "Hey, I'm like, "What? You swerved. I didn't want to hit the damn deer." I was like, "Well, you didn't how was I supposed to know there was a deer there? He didn't motion, he didn't do a signal, he didn't point, did nothing." Kind of, and the good thing about getting on tilt on these things is it gives me energy. I use that rage to my advantage. Just really start chugging it in, and so that, gave me some energy. I took off. Kind of was looking for him at the stops. I wanted him to give me some lip. I was totally in the right, totally in the wrong. That guy, terrible person. All right, well, thanks for all the support. Those that supported me, appreciate it. As always, act like you've been there. Some random song on my kid's iPod. Adios.